The video begins in Chacakota, Oklahoma, where the auditor introduces the location and explains that he will be conducting a First Amendment audit near a medical dispensary and smoke shop. The setting appears calm until a dispensary employee approaches him unexpectedly. Instead of demanding that he stop filming, the employee gives him a heads up that someone has already called the police about the camera. Surprisingly, the employee openly supports the auditor's right to record and tells him he isn't doing anything wrong. This segment works perfectly as the intro because it immediately creates curiosity. A police call has already been made, but the business itself appears to have no issue with the filming, setting up the conflict that follows. The first officer arrives after the complaint and begins questioning the auditor about why he is recording. She explains that the business allegedly reported him for filming and possibly yelling at customers. The auditor remains calm and refuses to answer unnecessary questions, instead encouraging the officer to conduct a proper investigation before making assumptions. Tension builds when the officer claims the business wants him removed from the property. The auditor immediately challenges that statement because he had just spoken with a business employee moments earlier who appeared completely supportive. This becomes the video's first major confrontation and creates suspense about who is actually telling the truth. As the situation develops, additional officers begin arriving at the scene. What started as a simple complaint now involves multiple police units responding to a single cameraman standing outside. The auditor continues standing his ground while officers discuss the complaint among themselves. During this period, officers slowly begin realizing that the original information they received may not be accurate. The scene becomes increasingly interesting as viewers watch the officers reassess the situation and attempt to determine whether any law has actually been broken. This segment serves as the turning point where the original complaint begins to unravel. A supervising sergeant eventually joins the interaction and quickly changes the direction of the encounter. After reviewing the situation, officers openly acknowledge that the auditor is not committing a crime and is legally allowed to record from the public easement. The female officer's earlier comments about removing him from the property are brought back up, creating an awkward moment. The sergeant attempts to end the discussion by explaining that the auditor is simply looking for reactions and that there is no reason for further police involvement. This is the biggest turning point of the entire video because the police effectively backtrack from their original position and admit there is no violation taking place. After the officers leave, the dispensary employee returns and has a friendly conversation with the auditor. The employee openly criticizes the unnecessary police response and jokes that somebody's complaint may have just earned the auditor a future paycheck. He confirms that he never had a problem with the filming and even praises the auditor for remaining calm throughout the encounter. The video concludes with the auditor explaining how the employee's honesty completely exposed the weakness of the original complaint and helped prevent the situation from escalating further. The ending leaves viewers with a clear takeaway: the police response was unnecessary, the business had no issue with the filming, and the complaint ultimately fell apart under scrutiny.